Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day, guys. Matt and I are back. We're doing our Monday morning coffee chats. Hope you guys are liking these. Today, we're going to do a little bit more focused on kind of what we saw in 2017 and what we're seeing in 2018.
Yeah, kind of like more of a year in review, I guess, a little bit, and what we can expect in 2018 for the housing market. What we kind of noticed in 2017, it was a fantastic year for sellers. I mean, prices were skyrocketing, and buyers were out there still buying up the properties. People have a lot of equity in their homes right now, and we can continue to see that in 2018 is what we're going to be looking into. We're going to be moving a little bit at a slower rate in home prices rising, but it's still going to rise. What we really did notice in 2017, and that we're continuing to notice in 2018, is that we still have a housing shortage supply. I mean, supply is extremely low, and so that is something that needs to be fixed. And we're sitting down and we were talking about, well, why is that? Why are home sellers staying in their homes longer? I think that based on homes in the area in Southern California, people are staying in their home for close to 10 years on average now, as opposed to about 10 years ago, people were staying in their homes about 5 to 6 years. So we're seeing people stay almost twice as long in homes that they've bought and living in. So we're trying to figure out, so what's the cause of that? Why are people moving at the same rate anymore, even though we still have all the same kind of life events? People outgrowing their home, having bigger families. People are getting married still. People are still, unfortunately, getting divorced, having these life events that cause people to make a movement, to make a change. So we're trying to figure out what is the reason people really are staying in their homes longer.
Right. And we were talking about it. We've seen a lot of buyers showing up to open houses, like we said in our last video. A lot of people are interested, but the people aren't selling their homes. And the reason why, I think we were talking about this a little bit before, was people are putting a lot of money into their houses, and they're just figuring, all right, why not just keep the house, renovate it a little bit more, and sit on this pile of gold that we have. I know people in my family have done so too, wanting them to get to sell and move into another house, but they're scared of paying more taxes, and especially with having to pay, with people getting more equity in their homes. If you're a single person, it was $250,000 that you can get tax-free when you sell your home. And if you're married, it's $500,000, and people are going past that. And they just don't want to pay the government any money anymore.
Yeah, so capital gains is definitely an issue now that we're seeing with the new tax reform law. With the soaring prices here that we have in San Diego, people have built up for themselves a decent amount of equity in their home, and so now capital gains is going to be an issue for most people. And so that's definitely one reason why I think people are hesitant to put their house on the market, because they don't want to have to deal with paying all that tax to the government. That's definitely a good point.
Right.
Another thing that we're seeing mostly, especially people coming through our open houses and the people that we're talking to, is that they're testing the waters. A lot of these people, they're wanting to see what really is out there, and because there is a shortage of supply, there is a very limited amount of homes that say somebody who lives in a nicer house, has put time and money into their home, they aren't seeing a good trade-off per se. They're not seeing something that is at least as good as where they're at or better.
Right. They're not matching up to the home they built themselves. And
Exactly.
People put their home into a higher regard than to other people's homes.
Right.
Theirs.
Exactly. People are putting a lot of their efforts and their blood, sweat, and tears, and time and money and energy, and they've invested a lot in their home. They've made this their house, so people are a little bit more tied to their homes. And so when they're going to move, they want to see something that is going to be their house, be their home for their family, right? And I think a lot of people aren't really seeing that on the market right now.
Okay, so we have this huge problem, right? There's not enough sellers. We have so many buyers. What do you think needs to happen in 2018 for that to kind of shift, or do you see that happening in 2018? That's kind of what I was taking from our conversation we were having earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. I think people are going to feel more confident putting their homes on the market, knowing that there's still plenty of buyers out there looking for homes like theirs, like ready to go buyers. I think the rise in the interest rates is obviously causing urgency in home buyers. It's going to be affecting the affordability down the line, especially that the interest rates are rising. Home prices are expected to continue to rise in 2018 at a slower pace. However, they're better off getting in now than they are later, especially investors as well. Home investors are going to be trying to jump on homes here quickly in the early stages of 2018, so they can avoid the price increases as well. So it's a fantastic time, obviously, to list their home, and I think that, job growth is continuing to grow. The unemployment is down. There's more cash flow in the economy than there has been. Than there has been in a long time. And these are all good things, all good signs for home sellers, and we can continue to predict, I guess, as good as anybody can. We don't have a crystal ball, obviously.
Right, no one does.
That it's still going to be a good, healthy real estate market in San Diego. We're going to continue to see, equity being built. So you can list your home with confidence, making sure that you're going to be getting your home sold at top dollar. I think here in 2017, on average, home sellers got 97.7% of what the list price was. Those are high numbers.
Especially given that it's much higher than the value they bought their house for.
Absolutely.
Losing 2.3% is not really that bad when, you got $500,000 in equity from it.
Yeah.
People agree.
Yeah. And even though that, the strong market that we had in 2017, we were still showing that there was 28.6% less houses listed last year as opposed to 2016. So it's, continuing to decrease in competition for the home sellers as well. So that's another thing, an added bonus for you guys thinking about putting your house on the market. You guys are going up against less competition, and you're still having a plethora of buyers. Plethora. What is a plethora? A good amount of buyers coming out to look at your home specifically, especially if it's pristine, ready to make that move. And we could definitely talk to you about what that looks like.
You put your blood, sweat, and tears in it, and when you sell it, it's going to show in the price and the value. You can't listen really to Zillow and Redfin because they don't hire someone to come up to your window and go like, oh my God, is that a fountain shower?
You came across somebody at an open house with your realtors who was saying exactly that, right?
Right.
They were looking at Zillow or something like that.
Right. Oh yeah, their difference was $100,000 from Redfin to Zillow, and so they're like, "Oh, I really like the Redfin numbers, but if Zillow's the right number, then damn it, I don't want to sell my house right now."
Talk to a realtor.
Honestly, it's not even. It doesn't cost them a dime or anything just to talk to you and go like, "Hey, how much do you think my house is worth? If you're happy with the number, great, list it." You have a plethora of people lining up outside of your house ready to buy your home. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So, overall, I think we're going to see a lot of good things here in 2018 for San Diego and for the home sellers. There was another good point that we were looking up in regards to why people aren't moving is because they kind of feel they have this what was it called, the imprisoned dilemma.
No, the prisoner's dilemma.
The
imprisoned dilemma.
Imprisoned.
Those that are already imprisoned and cannot get out.
Yeah, it kind of goes along with the same lines of having that good trade-off. A lot of people are saying, okay, there's not that good home that we can move out of and get into. But the reason why we're seeing that is because people are so hesitant to put their house on the market. If home sellers are putting their house on the market, there's obviously going to be more inventory for you guys to choose from. So, it's kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of mindset for the home sellers. And I think that's something that we definitely need to overcome. And once we get into 2018, I think that we're going to start seeing a little bit more inventory, hopefully, because of the economic growth and because of the great year that we had in 2017 for home sellers. I think it's going to be a little bit easier for them to put their house on the market and be able to move up and move on to maybe that next tier that they want to be at.
Right. And just to stick a little mortgage blurb in there, I say it all the time, probably sound like a broken record by now, but rates aren't going down. They're going up, and they're going to continue to go up. And and it sucks to say, but last year, if you missed the 3% interest rates or the 3.75% interest rates or high 3 interest rates, they're not coming back. Not for conventional at least. And so I think that's honestly going to be a big thing for buyers as well. They're going to go like, oh no, he was right.
Got to jump on it.
Yeah, and then they're gonna want to go and start looking for houses now while the mortgage rates are fairly low still before they start climbing. And I think a good statistic was that it's gonna basically be climbing about 0.5% per year for the next several years. So get in before it's 5.
Yeah.
You want a 4.
Yeah, get in while you can.
Yeah.
And that's for homeowners now too. Yeah, if you're going to be looking to move up, I mean, you got to take advantage of where the rates are now, so you guys can get in at that lower price with the lower rate.
Yep.
So I mean, it's the same thing.
Man. So we hope you guys are liking these coffee chats.
Yeah.
We know that this one was a little bit longer, but we definitely wanted to talk a little bit more about this particular issue because it's a big one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
it's definitely something that is on a lot of people's minds.
And you guys know what you want to hear. We don't necessarily know exactly what you want to hear. So if you can let us know, there's a place down below. I think it's called the comments. And you can kind of write in there and say like, hey, we want to hear about this, or what are your opinions about this or that, and something like that. So, I mean, if that's something you want to hear about, if there's a specific thing you want to hear about, let us know. We'd love to chat about it. We'll do this next week, and we're going to try and do this every week for the rest of the year. So just give us a shout out.
Yeah, absolutely. If you guys have any questions, you know how to reach us. Phone numbers are going to be on the screen here. And let's talk about making 2018 a great year for real estate here in San Diego. If you guys are looking to put your home on the market or want a comprehensive market analysis on what your home may be worth in the market, give me a call. Buyers, if you guys are looking to get in as quick as possible here, beat the interest rates, beat the home prices skyrocketing here for the summer, go ahead and talk to Akshay, get your pre-qual ready to rock, get out and start home searching, get your offers in.
Yeah,
right,
guys.
We'll talk to you soon. If you guys have any questions, like I said, go ahead and reach out.
Yep. Have a good one. Happy Martin Luther King.